Well, welcome to Pennsylvania, where it is dreary outside, and so we're enjoying the inside as Tim and I are exploring the 4.3 rules, and for the most part, enjoying them. But first, before we talk about that, I want to showcase a couple things from Doug. Doug sent me the what I believe is the finished product for these naval battle markers. So you see an Italian one down there where the Italian Navy beat the British Navy by sinking itself. All kidding aside, the British and the Italian Navy went down. Honestly, if I had a British marker, which wasn't complete yet, but if I had a British marker, I'd probably put them both there. Same thing over here on this side of the board. Right there, you see the Japanese marker. The Japanese took out the Far East Fleet. Actually did a much better job there using their surprise attack. Attacked Malaya. Now what you see there in Malaya is follow-on turns. They actually lost the fight over Malaya. Those dastardly facilities actually hit against the Japanese transports, but out at sea, the Japanese were wildly successful and were clearly the owners of a sea zone that's probably soon to be dominated by the American Navy that's just sitting right over there off of Hawaii, off of Midway actually. And beautiful London. You see some dice, six-sided dice that look like bombs. Those have been a lot of fun to roll. I rolled 5 of them, I think, and did 21 in damage on the factory. So that actually kind of leads me into the next comment that I would make. So I really have to applaud it. Their current playtesters and designers for 4.3, job well done. Thank you for continuing your unending dedication to this game. I believe bringing the aircraft prices down actually enabled this game pretty well. Tim has been buying medium bombers. I have been buying Strat bombers. You can see those over there in Germany with the silver engines. And it's been wonderful. It's been great to see bombing very early in the game. Cheaper bombers, reduce some of the angst when anti-aircraft hits or intercept hits. But we can tell that it's definitely going to bring something into the game. Appreciate in some ways, I feel like a shout out to the diplomacy rules. In some ways, I've still got mixed feelings about it because it doesn't bring diplomacy. It only brings a certain level of diplomacy into the game, but the Japanese were actually successful and getting $1 off the Netherlands in their free trade down there for the Dutch East Indies. I don't know. It remains to be seen. I would still like to offer to the current designers and playtesters that the scrambling rules need to be re-looked. In Global 14, I'm just panning down there on Italy. You can see Italy's in real trouble. The remainder of the British Navy that came down out of Britain, just off the coast. The Italian Navy could not scramble because they did not have a unit out at sea. We learned in the development of Global 14, it just not scrambling your Navy into a sea zone when there's an amphibious assault. Honestly, it just doesn't make much sense. But if you tie that to the scrambling rules for aircraft, I would say, once again, it doesn't make any sense. If you have a facility with airport, naval port, that is adjacent to a territory and an enemy unit is attacking, it makes sense that you could scramble. We've seen some crazy things. I know you all have. British airborne dropping into Bavaria when all of France and all of Germany is surrounded by German units, German aircraft, and yet some crazy British airborne dude's going to jump into Bavaria and take 3 IPP from the Germans. Or a British Navy is just going to sidle up to the Italian homeland and land their troops unopposed onto Sicily. Now, I just would beg to differ that really doesn't make a lot of sense for me. We do love the Far East Command as a major power, at least applying those rules, even though they're part of the British Commonwealth. It's honestly one reason why I went after it so hard, and as you can tell, I haven't taken it yet, and yet it survived, mostly because Tim could build the factory or upgrade the factory, and then before he completed it to a major, I was attacking, but he's been placing units there, and it has inhibited my ability to take it up to this point. Otherwise, Tim, any other comments on some of the new markers from Doug or any of the rules?
No, the ability to upgrade the factory in Calcutta definitely saved the Far East Command. I was able to place 2 units there a turn with a little bit of money I had left and fend him off. He's tried 2 attempts so far, and it's definitely helped out. Now, we also went to war a lot earlier in this game than normal because I screwed up the French. I was trying something new and forgot to move some units to a certain place before my turn was done, and so the war actually started on turn 3. So this is what is running on turn 6 right now. But a lot is going on. So everybody's high in the money. The U.S. is 5 away from wartime income, and the Russians just got the wartime income at 21. So a lot going on, and CCP and Russians or CCP and KMT are now fighting each other in China. So
for any Axis players out there, I would not recommend. 1 star would be my review on the Axis player, which was me this turn. I went early because I saw an opportunity, but I would recommend to any Axis player you delay the start of the war as long as possible. Sometimes seeing an opportunity is not an opportunity. Last markers I want to show you. We'll take some pictures of these. This is not the full set, but these are 2 options that Doug is making for IPP markers to go on your IPP tracker. I really like them. They stand out. They're very beautiful, very detailed, and look forward to the complete set coming out in the near future. Enjoy 4.3. Wonderful game as always. See you around the game table.